All right, I'm going to offer up a deal here. Here in just a minute, we can play a game of Duo Showdown, and if we win, you're going to give us some of those buzz lines?
Ooh, it's on!
Oh, see ya! Let's go!
That's my whistle! That's a warning! Read the sign! Hey everyone, Buzz here, and I'm here to tell everyone to use code LEX in the shop, because if you don't, that's a felony!
Hey everyone, what's happening? Lex back today with another Brawl Stars video, and today we have the voice actor for Buzz in Brawl Stars, Jay Thomas Gordy. How are you doing, my man?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
So first off, and perhaps the most pressing question that we all just is on everybody's mind is, are you really a trombone player?
Yes. All of those lines that have to do with a trombone, all improvised.
Why?
Those were not scripted. Well, what happened was, I was in this session with Martin doing all the lines, and he made the comment. He's like, you're really, really good with your pacing and your delivery. Are you a musician? And I was like, well, matter of fact, I am. I played trombone in middle school through high school. I was in a competitive marching band in a couple of those years in high school. In the high school years, that's when they start having you do the competitive marching band. So I was out there on the football field marching in all of those shapes that you see during like the halftime and stuff at the games. My music teacher at that time that I had from middle school to high school just recently was awarded Teacher of the Year for our district in Michigan.
Nice.
Yes,
so
very much deserving too.
Heck
Great
yeah.
teacher.
She put up with you. So how in the world did the trombone part come into the voice lines? I mean, did you just randomly shout it out, or what was going on there?
Well, after we had that conversation about the music experience, we were like, let's throw in some trombone lines in there. So we were like, it was like, I was a trombone player. Don't touch my trombone. Putting those in there. So I think it was really cool because, my grandpa was a trombone player, and then I was a trombone player, and now Buzz owns a trombone. Yes. I don't know if he's good at it or not. I mean, maybe it is the one thing he's good at. We'll find out. We'll have to wait and see if that comes into play.
Were you surprised when they actually put those lines in there, the trombone lines in there?
Yes and no, because I know that that Martin at least loved them enough. He's like, I'm putting those in there. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm like, yes.
So what kind of stuff have you been doing, and what have you got going on, maybe coming up, or that you've done in the past that we might know you from?
Well, a couple of things actually. I'm in a game called The Carters that was released a few years ago on Steam. I am the gorilla character that you can play named Pablo. I'm also an Amazon Alexa skill. It's called Billy Bob Game. It's by VO Cool, and you can teach your Amazon Alexa to play a memory game with you with my voice, and it actually does sound a lot similar to Buzz's voice.
Really? All right, so the Billy Bob memory game with Buzz's voice. You guys go check that out.
I'm also in Monkey and Cat. I provided various characters from that. That's from ARG Animation. That's Artie Romero. That was the director of that. That's on Prime Video, the first episode. I'm not sure if there's going to be more episodes because that first pilot episode is still in the film festival circuits. I think it's up to like 26 IMDb awards.
Wow. So
it's doing pretty good. Also, I've got a couple of things going on personally through Stamison, and then also Patrick's company, Sokol Signworks. We're working on a new pilot episode featuring the characters that I actually invented back in high school. And then it's going to be cool. I've got one episode planned out right now that we're in the writing, planning, and making all the digital assets for it right now. Keep an eye out for that, too. It's going to be called Joe and Antonio.
Joe and Antonio.
Joe and Antonio. Yes.
Speaking of Brawl Stars, whenever you actually went into the session, what did they tell you about the character? What did they tell you about Buzz?
Well, the audition was vague. It was a lifeguard in a dinosaur suit for a silly, cartoony game. Like, that's all I had to go off of. So when I came up with the voice, they had a couple of examples of like what they wanted it to sound like a rough idea, like as far as accent goes or delivery. I don't usually do that because people have a habit of, if you have direction for an audition, you'll do that exact way, and you'll have like 100 auditions that sound exactly the same. Like, I will do one take where it is exactly what they asked for, but this one, it hit because, and Martin told me, is one that sounded different. So I always do one audition where it is just whatever random thing that I think will fit.
It's usually best if I've always found that when you're working with someone who's creative, you're working with them because they're creative. Let them be creative and see what happens. You know? Which one's your favorite Buzz line?
Oh man, I love "Eat My Bubbles," and then I think it was "Resuscitation is my vocation." It just sounds so ridiculous,
Right?
Like I love Buzz's personality, and I've been loving these animations that they've been coming out with.
I think my favorite one, and it's only because of one word and how you said it, was splash. I don't know, just the way you said.
Oh, make it a splash. That was Martin's suggestion. He's like, could you like drag out splash? I'm like, make it a splash. Did that like through the side of my mouth. Splash.
So the other really asked question that I saw, have you ever been a lifeguard?
No, but I can swim, and I do know CPR because it was part of my job.
You know what?
Before.
Close enough. You could probably be as good of a lifeguard as Buzz, at least.
Good as Buzz, yeah.
I mean, we're gonna go with it. I did have some questions from some of the people on Twitter and YouTube as well. Do you like dinosaurs? If so, what's your favorite dinosaur?
We do like dinosaurs. Oh my gosh. My son is the biggest dinosaur fanatic, man. We watch like all of the Jurassic Parks. Like, we have to watch the Camp Cretaceous that's coming out now. Every time that season drops, we got to watch it all the way through. My favorite dinosaur will always be the T-Rex because he's the king of the dinosaurs, yo.
And like Buzz is like the little tiny T-Rex, sort of.
He's tiny. I'm not sure if he's like a T-Rex, but he's something.
I mean, we're just going to consider him a T-Rex.
I mean, it's cool if it's never like defined, kind of like how Spike doesn't have like a voice.
Right.
Oh, I did see somebody say, if you were the voice of Spike, what would he sound like? I do have one for that.
Okay. Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Best Spike line I've heard so far. Do you know why they named him Buzz?
I have no idea.
Well, did you see the Brawl Talk where Buzz was announced? Did you watch that?
Yes, I watched it live.
Yeah.
I was excited. I
bet.
I could finally say something.
Like at the very beginning of the Brawl Talk where they had that little animation, like little montage, it was totally a throwback to Baywatch, right?
Oh yeah.
And so I was thinking, was there a character in Baywatch that there's a reference to Buzz? I'm not really sure.
You want that Hoff thing to be real, don't you?
Oh, dude, that's what I had. I started seeing all these different clues, and I was piecing them together. And I'm like,
I totally watched that video. I'm like, he's so close.
I was close.
It was so crazy watching from the outside looking in for once. Like, oh my gosh. I watched your channel, and I watched Orange Juice, you guys' group of friends. I got all of the information, that everything I know about Brawl Stars came from you guys mostly. And then I picked up the game myself.
Oh, so you're playing Brawl Stars?
Yeah. I got my whole family playing Brawl Stars. I got my wife playing, my 2 kids playing. I got their grandma playing. I got their uncle playing. Yeah, my brother-in-law and his girlfriend are playing now.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, all right. I'm going to offer up a deal here. Okay. Here in just a minute, we can play a game of Duo Showdown. And if we win, you're going to give us some of those Buzz lines?
Ooh, it's on!
Oh, we're gonna win.
I've even got the new lock screen.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
So you're the long range. You can stay safe, hit those shots. I'm probably gonna go full on aggro, and I'm just gonna try to do as much work as I can. So,
all right, you want to get some of these boxes?
Yeah, if I can get these real quick, then I can bounce back out to the other one.
Oh, we got someone coming in.
I've already killed one guy.
All right.
Okay. This guy,
They got
oh, see ya. Let's go. Yeah.
Dude, I am totally maining Buzz as soon as I get him.
Oh, dude, he's
out.
actually like super fun to play too.
Oh, I know. I've been playing him in practice.
Oh,
man.
Yeah, in the training cave?
Yeah, he's got like spider sense. Notice? Yes, we won!
Easy dubs.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome. We did it. That means I got to do buzz lines.
You do, but
you got to do it anyway.
Okay, so a deal's a deal. Let's hear those buzz lines.
Only a fool messes with my pool. Time to make a splash. I dive, people stay alive. Let the saving begin. Ready for duty. Certified lifesaver. I thirst for aid. Don't mess with the whistle. Don't be salty. Take a shower. Obey the rules. You just wouldn't listen. That's my whistle. That's a warning. Stupid suit. That's a felony. I just wanted to help. Why does nobody like me? First aid fury. Daring diving dino defeats delinquents. There's my trombone.
Going from a trombone player, how in the world did that lead you into the world of voice acting?
It's going to be one of those when I was a kid stories, so it might be a little bit long.
Let's hear it.
I always wanted to be a voiceover, but I didn't. That was before I knew it was something that I could do. Back when I was young, my brother and I and my friends would hang out in the basement, and we would watch this old Voltron tape. But what we would do is we would put it in there, and then we would mute it up, and then we would sit there on the couch with a couple, like 4 of us, and we'd each have parts, and we would speak over. We would speak for all of the characters that were on screen. So I was like Zarkon, and my friend was Hunk. It was hilarious, and it was fun, and did crazy stories about that stuff back then. When I got to 8th grade, like I had like a lot of self-esteem issues. So like I made this whole thing where I told my friends that I was an alien. So and it was like like I wanted people to like me or something, so I had to like pretend I was something I wasn't. But I guess I was acting as something I wasn't, so I guess that's kind of acting. So that eventually led into a pursuit of short storytelling or cartoons. So I went to a vocation center where I went to the commercial arts program, and I learned like all of the Adobe programs like Photoshop, InDesign, and Illustrator. All the stuff that I actually use today. Right? So everybody was thinking ahead for me, which was awesome because it worked out great. When I was there, I actually created a couple of original characters that I use today. I got really passionate about eventually becoming a cartoonist while also learning the programs that are used currently in the industry to make those cartoons. When I was in the middle of college, we had my daughter was born, so I had to stop going there, and then I had to make money for the family and stuff. So I was a cashier at a grocery store, and then eventually I moved to another job, which was actually about 45 minutes away from my house, and they supplied parts for the auto industry. So that was about 4 years that I was there. Eventually, that company moved out of state, and I chose not to move with them because I really didn't want to stay in a job that I wasn't passionate about. I knew I didn't want to stay in that industry my whole life. But I did get another job that was closer to home, and I was there for maybe 10 months. It ended up being like the most toxic work environment I've ever been in. It was super unfortunate. And like even though I was in a leadership position, the things that they wanted me to do, I disagreed with morally. I was stuck because I was also the family's only income. I was just super depressed. And then my wife, to cheer me up, to try to bring me out of this funk, she bought me Comic-Con tickets for my birthday. 2015, we go to Comic-Con in Indianapolis. I'm really not even excited about going. I'm just like dreading the drive. I'm like, it's 3 hours away. And we get there, and then I see Billy West is there. And I'm like, I love Futurama. And I love Space Jam because he was filling in for the voice of Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, I think. I was just getting so excited about this guy all over again, just seeing all of the things that he did. I was sitting there in that Q&A, and after being around so many toxic people, I just couldn't trust people. Here's this guy. He is the most down-to-earth, open, honest person I've ever met. I got in his line because I had to talk to this guy. I go up there, and even though I was a big fan of his for so long, I loved all of his stuff. I was getting him to sign like this Futurama thing, and all I could do was say thank you for being so honest and a down-to-earth guy. And I don't know if I was there for 5-10 minutes, but you know, he just, I felt like he really appreciated that. And we kind of had like a connection for a short time. And it was like one of the coolest things I've ever, conversations I'd ever had. But the coolest thing was when I was walking away, I felt a tap on my shoulder and I turned around and it was Billy. And he had one more thing to say to me. He stopped me to say one more thing. And then he just got real close. He's like, he didn't even know what was going on with me personally. I just thanked him for, you know, everything. And he goes, a lot of people in this world play pretend. They put on a veil and they try to pretend there's something that they're not. But the best thing that you can do for yourself is be exactly who you're meant to be. And that stuck with me the entire drive home. That 3-hour drive, the only thing I wanted to do, I was like, I can be like him. I can be a voice actor. All of a sudden, it was just this surge of creativity coming back all the way from high school. Like all the characters that I invented while I was in high school, while I was at the vocational center, when I was in college. Like I wanted to be a part of that world again. And then when I got back to my toxic job, I was talking to one of my coworkers there. He handled the shipping and receiving. And I was like, I really want to be a voice actor. He's like, really? My dad's a voice actor. And this is going to answer another one of the questions, because yeah, I did look through all the questions that were on the Twitter feed. This guy was an audiobook narrator. So yes, we're all in the same circle. And actually, a lot of voice actors do audiobooks. So I talked to him on the phone for maybe an hour, because between the exchange, I was like, could you like give me your dad's business card or something? He totally agrees to a conversation. Kalamazoo is the city that's closest. There was a group of voice actors in that local area, and they had like a monthly meeting where they would just kind of discuss all of the changes in the industry and stuff. So he invited me in, and eventually I met my mentor that took me in and taught me how to run a voiceover business. And it was just, the timing was just so precise. It was just like, hey, you having a hard time? Bam, 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 bam. That's what you're supposed to do. That's really what it felt like. It was insane. Like how much of this stuff just fell into place as soon as I found direction. I started doing full-time voiceover soon after that. Yeah, and then the Brawl Stars thing, and I've got a couple other things going on. My business name is Stamison LLC, and that was the name of the alien species that I said that I was in 8th grade. And seriously, I owe all of this to that spark that Billy West ignited back in me back in 2015. Thank you. And you know what? I found out he's going to be in Indianapolis this year, and I'm planning on going and seeing him again and saying thank you.
Heck yeah. Well, that was a good bit of advice that he gave you to, be who you were meant to be. Ignore everybody else, because there's a lot of people out in the world who aren't who they, appear to be.
Right.
So, J Toms, where can people find you online? Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff?
I do have all of those. It's easiest to just go to my website, because you have all of the links to all those. It's jthomasgordyvo.com, or you can use jtoms.me if you don't want to type all of that out. Sometimes I use that when I didn't want to type it all out.
So that link will be in the description down below. You guys definitely be sure to go check him out and, show him some love and follow him on Twitter, make strange requests of him and all that good stuff. Like you guys normally do. Don't worry about it. You guys got it. All right. So J Toms, thank you so much for coming on, spending your time with us. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell the people at home, or just say in general?
Sure. Thank you so much for welcoming me into the Brawl Stars family. And remember to stay hydrated. Yes, I got one.